Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So you're invested in cryptocurrency and, you're looking at all these signs around the, the financial space, the crypto space, and, there are a lot of signs pointing to the fact that we will be coming towards a very, very serious financial recession or a potential depression. And you have crypto and maybe you have some other investments. And, I think that there's probably that little voice rattling on in your brain saying, should I be putting more money into cryptocurrency? Should I be taking money out of certain investments? Should I be loading up on cash? What should I be doing? Well, today, guys, I'm going to be showing you my investment portfolio. Yes, Working Money Channel's investment portfolio. I'm going to be showing you what I am doing in my personal life. And guys, this is not financial advice because everybody is at a different financial level. Some people can afford to put more money into investments, some not as much. Some might need cash on hand for other reasons. Some might not need cash on hand at all because their parents cover all their expenses. Whatever your situation is, guys, do not take this as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, so please be aware of that. First, though, I wanted to point you guys to this from Mark Loeffler, at Mark Loeffler on Twitter. So, recipe for a recession/depression or worse. And he points to this tweet here from Grimace McDonald. That's Grimace McDonald 1 on Twitter. If you were going to bake a cake, you'd follow a recipe, right? So, he states that rates inverted starting November 2005, bank repos August 2007, 3 rate cuts last in December 2007, recession starts December 2007. He's pointing out all the key factors that led to the last financial recession, the mortgage collapse in the United States. It had an effect on a lot of markets worldwide. And then so he goes on to say rates inverted starting December 2018, 2 rate cuts, bank repos September 2019, 3rd rate cut October 2019. Cake. It's a recipe, folks. And so if this is not a sign that the writing is on the wall for a financial collapse, I don't know what is. This could be some pretty scary stuff, especially if you have a lot of money invested in certain investments and, maybe your job isn't secure. You could potentially lose your job in this recession. I don't know your situation. Everybody's situation is different. So how do you best prepare yourself? Well, a lot of people are saying they're going to be putting their money into cryptocurrency, whether that's XRP or Bitcoin or a different kind of cryptocurrency. The fact of the matter is that, this can't be hidden for much longer. I saw this tweet from Rob Cash on Twitter, and I missed this. I actually missed this on 60 Minutes. Christine Lagarde was apparently profiled on 60 Minutes on Sunday night. But here's an article highlighting some of the highlights. So, U.S. at risk of losing leadership on a global stage, the IMF chief warns in candid interview. So she gave some advice to U.S. President Trump. Lagarde said that the U.S., which she described as having long been a force for good in the world, advocating for a new law, democracy, and the free market, is currently at risk of losing leadership. This coming from Christine Lagarde herself. If that happens, it would be just a terrible development, said Lagarde. The IMF chief suggested that Trump's unpredictability, as well as the ongoing US-China trade conflict, has had a negative impact on global economic growth. Uncertainty is not propitious to economic development, she said, adding that Trump has many keys that would unlock the uncertainty and the risks. So the trade war between the US and China is certainly going to give a big haircut to the global economy, okay? Kind of what we were talking about back here. We're starting to see the signs, guys. And, this is just another person, Christine Lagarde from the IMF, stating the same. She said, who was the first woman to head the IMF? Okay. She urged all policymakers involved in the conflict to please sit down like big men and put everything on the table and try to deal bit by bit, piece by piece, so that we have certainty. We need certainty in this economy. And what do we do, guys? What do we do? Because we're ultimately at the mercy of lawmakers, of our governments, of so many different people. Should we be investing in alternative investments to hedge ourselves against this looming economic collapse? And you know what, guys? I'm not the only one asking these questions here. Warren Buffett, historically one of the smartest and most profitable investors in the world, is sitting on $122 billion in cash right now and his strategy offers one major lesson for entrepreneurs. So, guys, if Warren Buffett is taking money out of the stock market, that says a lot. So, to say that Warren Buffett knows a good deal is a bit of an understatement, maybe even a cliche. That's why it looks like bad news that his company, Berkshire Hathaway, is sitting on a record, and guys, this is a record number of cash, $122 billion in cash, and actually sold more investments than it bought in the first half of the year, according to Bloomberg. So guys, I'm not going to read this whole article. I will link it in the description for you, but the point I just want to hammer home is that Christine Lagarde saying it, okay, we're seeing it in rate cuts and bank repos, rates inverted as well, okay, from this tweet here. And so what can we do? We have to be able to protect ourselves. So if you have other investments, if you have cash, if you have crypto, it is important for you to listen to this video as I continue. So here are some examples of some diversified allocation for typical investments. Now, we got to take into consideration that a lot of this has to do with a healthy stock market. And, when the economy's chugging away, all great and fine, people tend to be more relaxed with their portfolio, tend to take larger risks. So this is just an example of a typical asset allocation investment portfolio. So cash, you can see here, commodities, bonds, and stocks. So almost half in stocks, you can see here just by this pie chart here. A diversification within stock allocation, it kind of breaks it down even further. But everybody's different, right? So we have, the millennials. They're a big segment of the market that is investing. And so, social responsibility is important for millennials. So I just found this graph here giving you guys an example of a socially responsible portfolio versus a typical balanced fund. So you can see here, affordable housing, low carbon, local initiatives, gender diversity, social responsibility, and clean tech representing these respective percentages. But a typically balanced portfolio for a millennial shows, U.S. bonds, U.S. stocks, okay, showing 37.1 and 30% respectively. International stocks at 25.5%, international bonds, 3.6%. Alternative investments, 3.1%, and cash, 0.7%. Now, obviously, the younger you are, the less cash you really need to have on hand because, you're of working age. Chances are you have a job. Chances are you are continuing to make money. So, to have a lot of cash on hand isn't necessarily going to garner you more money down the road. It's better to put more money into investments when you're younger and take money out of your investments and go more cash heavy as you grow older and as you move towards retirement. I thought this was kind of interesting, though. Alternative investments at 3.1%. Could they mean crypto? They probably do mean crypto. And what else do we have here? So a diversified portfolio for retired investors. Now we know real estate is a biggie. You have money wrapped up in your house, especially when you're retired. Chances are you've paid off your mortgage. You have that big chunk sitting in your home, or maybe other real estate investments that you may hold. So we got 50% for real estate, bonds at 25%, stocks 15%, right? So lowering the stock amount, and cash 10%. Obviously, retired people will be drawing from their retirement savings funds or if they have a pension. So this adds to it as well. But people are asking me the question, Working Money Channel, you talk to us about investments, you talk to us about crypto. There is a financial crisis looming. How are you invested? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you. Here is Working Money Channel's portfolio right here. So I just broke it down this morning and I thought, pretty balanced. I thought I was going a little crazy on the crypto, but 20% for crypto, not too bad right now. So guys, I do have real estate investments. Okay, this is not even including my wife's portfolio because she has her own thing and we split some of the things. So this is my half. So real estate 34.7. I also have real estate development investments. That is pre-investing in companies that are developing real estate. I have 15.7% of my wealth invested in that. Stocks, I have 10.4%. This is growing less and less over the years, over the last 5 years. This shrank from like 33, about a third, let's call it 33% down to 10.4%. I have 19.2% in cash. I tend to keep a little more in cash because, I've been a freelancer for 10 plus years. And you never know if it's going to be a slow year, if it's going to be a busy year. So I tend to just do that just to be prudent. And 20% in crypto. Now, there's a bit of a caveat to this. I was just talking about the stock market and how Warren Buffett has taken out $122 billion in cash. and how, we're at risk of a recession. The stock market could crash 70% or more. So Working Money Channel, why do you even have any money in stocks at this moment? Well, I just looked at my stock account and I just remembered, I just looked at the number. I didn't look at what I was actually in with regards to stocks. I'll let you in on something. I did my due diligence, I did my homework, and when the Bitcoin price plummeted, what I did was I took my money from stocks and I actually put it in the GBTC Grayscale index following Bitcoin. So this is really what my portfolio is, because I took out stocks altogether and 100% of my stocks are now in the Bitcoin GBTC thing. So this includes my Bitcoin, my XRP. I mean, I still have most of it in XRP, but right now my crypto portfolio is sitting at a healthy 1/3 of my wealth, 30.4% in crypto. I have 34.7 in real estate, 15.7 in real estate development, and 19.2 in cash. But guys, this is just me. Everybody is different. I really see cryptocurrency as having a future. And right now, guys, the prices are so depressed in cryptocurrency that realistically within the next, 5, even 10 years, I don't mind waiting, because I know that cryptocurrency has a future, right? I do have cash on hand, obviously. I still work, I make money, I have to pay my bills. Unfortunately, the telephone company does not take XRP yet. Real estate developments, because I don't know if you guys know, but Toronto is a booming city, and your return on this can be exorbitant in about, they do 3 to 5 year plans. And real estate, of course, my wife and I own a rental property. There are many ways to slice this pie, and of course, not everybody is the same. This works for me. This is what I have. Some people might think I'm crazy that I even have that much in cryptocurrency, but guys, this is how much I believe in this. I know some of you guys might have 100% of your wealth in cryptocurrency. Well, maybe not your wealth, but of your investments in cryptocurrency. And that's okay too, if that's the way you want to roll. Anyways, guys, I want to hear about your portfolios. Tell me what you got in the comments. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.